amazing. I mean, you know, as Jari said, too bad that we didn't get more, didn't get to see the Corona, but this whole experience, you know, it was an immersive experience, getting to feel everything around me, getting to feel the excitement, but you know, being able to work with you all, to share this with millions of people, that is really what I live for, is getting to share the beauty, the wonder of nature with everyone we possibly can, and to know that we have been able to help millions of people both in the path and outside the path share in this human experience is really what I am glad to go home and know at the end of the day. And I also know that I get to see another one. Besides the one in Argentina and Chile, we're gonna have another one in this country, 2024. It's gonna go from Mexico, Texas, into Ohio River Valley, upstate.
The pass away, you'll start to see the solar surface come back. It's becoming light again. If we had any roosters here, they would actually be crowing. So it's just been, it's amazing, and you'll start to see the sun coming back. And I don't know, I always think what it would have been like if you didn't know the sun was going to come back. You just thought it was disappearing, but here comes the sun again. So it's a wonderful, wonderful day here on the prairie.
That's wonderful. Nikki, what an amazing experience.
Yes.
Thanks so much for talking us through that.
I wouldn't be anywhere else, Vince. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What a great experience, everybody. That is amazing. Now, it looks like things are starting to calm down here on the prairie, but that doesn't mean the show is over. Our coverage of the Path of Totality continues across the entire path. So, let's go ahead and send it back to NASA's ECLIPSE Central.
Thank you, Vince. It was well worth the wait, my friend. We were a little delayed there, but my goodness. Jadi, did you see that? I mean...
That was amazing. Do you see that diamond ring?
That was, you know, it was even more prominent there.
It was very prominent. You could see like the ray of light, like very, very nice, and the whole diamond around the whole surface. It was amazing.
And Alex, it got really dark. I mean...
It really did. That's actually enjoyed seeing them out on that prairie and seeing... It looked like she was in some sort of weird, strange light, and she was lit up, and everything behind her was dark. It was really cool.
Fantastic. Nebraska, you rocking the house. We really, really appreciate that. But like Vince said, there's a lot more to come, and we get...
Now in your images. This stamp, if you put your thumb into the center, it will actually make the moon surface appear, or any type of heat that you apply to it. It's an amazing stamp, and you know, I got mine yesterday thanks to Dwayne.
And it's thermochromic?
Thermochromic, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, wow.
It means it gets activated by the heat.
Yeah, heat of your thumb, and I bet you they sold a lot of those stamps.
Oh, they did. They sold out online originally right away, so it was quite a popular one. It's the first time the U.S. has ever used that type of ink.
Okay, so we have seen some pretty cool images. Still got some more to come. Yeah. The diamond has been prominent. Let's go over to social and see how things are going. John.
Thanks, Dwayne. We're continuing to look up here in Charleston, South Carolina, because there are some clouds here, and we're excited. That excitement we want to have here too as well. Just a couple quick interesting things. This is the biggest live stream event ever measured on NASA.gov. The web traffic is accounting for 87% of all federal web traffic, which is pretty amazing, showing that people are really tuning into our broadcast here. As of 1:40 p.m., 4.4 million people climbing were watching this broadcast. So the interest across the country is obvious here, and we're going to continue to show you some amazing live views. This one right here is, again, another photo of the space station taken by Bill Ingalls in Washington, one of our photographers here at NASA. Next thing, I have a video from another photographer, one of our other photographers, as the space station transits. You can see it there. If you're looking closely, you can see the space station transiting the sun during the partial eclipse. Pretty spectacular. Again, that's 250 miles per hour, that space station. And you have to be, 250 miles above the Earth, 17,500 miles per hour. You have to be taking a lot of different shots pretty fast to capture that. So nice job, Joel.
Okay, so let's go to Jefferson City. The moon shadow is continuing to pass over the United States in this remarkable celestial event. Our next stop on the path, as I said, of totality is Jefferson City, Missouri. We're going to hand off to meteorologist Eric Aldrich, who is a professor in atmospheric science at the University of Missouri. He has some special guests to help explain 2 important impacts solar activity can have on humans and the technologies we use. Over to you, Eric.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah, we are live in Jefferson City, Missouri. Jefferson City is actually the state capital, and as you can see behind me, there's a lot of people that are here. It's been a whole weekend type of thing, Saturday, Sunday, and of course here on Monday, lots of family-friendly things. There's been corn mazes, there's been 5K runs, there's a lot of good food. Too bad you can't smell the food, but there's a lot of good food that's here as well, and just a very nice weekend. The weather has been perfect. We've had some showers and thunderstorms off to the west all morning. We've had a few high clouds kind of stream on in, but certainly things are looking really good. I am lucky to be joined here by 2 special people that are going to be talking about space, weather, and just how things work in space. Dr. Janet Kavandi, thank you so much. You are the director of the NASA Glenn Research Center in Cleveland.
Right.
You're also a 3-time shuttle astronaut.
That's right.
And you're actually from Springfield, Missouri.
I
so
am.
welcome home.
Thank you. It's
Yeah.
great to be back.
Well, great.
Yep.
So now, we've been talking a lot about safety, and obviously you don't want to look right up at the sun.
Not without these.
That's right.
You're right.
And so we all have some, so that's good. But what about the astronauts that are up in space? What is there to help keep the astronauts safe from the solar radiation and so on and so forth?
Well, for their
portion of the sun that's being blocked out as we get closer and closer toward totality, which, as Robert and Thomas said from the G3 aircraft, is only about 30 minutes away for folks in Oregon.
And we will go right to Madras, which is right near Oregon. This is another view of the eclipse. One of the great things about this particular eclipse, Sean, right, is that the totality will be over land for so long. So we're about to start seeing it in Oregon, but normally, most times when you have an eclipse, a lot of it happens over the ocean, right? The ocean gets to see it.
Right. So for folks, especially here in the United States, this is the first time from coast to coast that we've seen a total solar eclipse since 1979. And so that's why for a lot of folks, we're talking about this being a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And remember, it takes about 90 minutes for the totality portion of the eclipse to cross the United States, the continental United States. So as they mentioned earlier from the G3, about 30 minutes from now to totality there, about 90 minutes to get to where we are here in Charleston. So that means what? If I'm time's right, in about 2 hours, we'll be at totality here.
And we are now going to go to Salem, Oregon, where Jesse Carpenter will be talking to Nikki Weil, a solar scientist from NASA.
Welcome back to Salem, Oregon. And it is clear, but yes, it is a little bit breezy here today.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. I'm joined again with NASA solar physicist Nicolene Weil.
Hi.
Hey, so why don't we just take a look at what we've got going on here now that transit is deep underway.
Yeah, so the moon is crossing in front of the sun, and it's kind of looking like the moon is taking a bite out of the sun. And if you guys have any colanders with you, like a kitchen colander strainer, you can actually see, if you let the sunlight come through that colander and look at the shadow on the ground below you, you'll actually be able to see the projected image of the moon taking a bite out of the sun down on the ground in front of you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you can just get something from the kitchen and share that with everyone who you're watching this with. That's great.
That's right. Now's the time to take out your pinhole cameras if you have those, or if you have those, the safety eclipse glasses. Now's the time to get these out and make sure to look at the sun with these on.
That's right. You want to be watching safely. And I know we've been talking about it, but we really can't stress it enough. It's very important to be wearing these glasses.
It's just so amazing, though, to see the moon crossing in front of the sun. I mean, you never get to see anything like this.
So, are there some basics that you could share with us? I know we were trying to present some of that a little bit earlier in the show.
Yeah.
But are there some things that maybe you could talk a little bit about the layers of the sun?
Yeah. So there's sort of 3 outer layers of the sun. There's the photosphere, that's the part we're seeing now. There's the chromosphere and the corona above that. The chromosphere and the corona, that's the solar atmosphere. Now what's cool about today is that usually we get to see the photosphere, the visible surface of the sun. But today, during totality, we're going to get to see the atmosphere, the chromosphere and the corona of the sun. And we don't usually get to see those because they're so much less bright than the sun. It takes something special, like today's total solar eclipse, to be able to see them. So that's really amazing. We're going to get to see that.
It is so cool. So I think what we're going to be doing now is sending it back to NASA's Eclipse Central in Charleston. Take it away, guys.
Thanks.
And welcome back to Charleston. You can hear these students are really excited for us. And I got to tell you, I had the chance to interview some of them just a few days ago. The College of Charleston students are excited, and I wanted to find out what they knew about the eclipse. Let's watch the video.
All right. So right now what we're looking at on your screen is
Hello, I am Karen Fox with NASA TV. I'm here at the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina, and we are going to spend some time interviewing students to find out what they know about the total eclipse of 2017. What's happening on Monday?
The solar eclipse is happening.
Monday, the eclipse.
That's the right answer, the eclipse. So you ready for the eclipse?
Oh, I'm pumped. I've been talking about it all summer.
What is an eclipse?
When the moon moves in front of the sun.
It's when the moon passes in front of the sun and creates a shadow on Earth.
What is the closest star to Earth?
The sun? The sun?
The sun.
The sun? Yes, the sun. Very nice. Will you demonstrate for me putting these on? We're going to put them over the glasses. The music you associate with the eclipse. What have you been listening to? What are you going to listen to?
Here comes the sun.
Total eclipse of my heart.
Do 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 do.
Da-na-na, like I saved every letter you wrote me.
So I was really impressed with how much these students knew. We had a great time here. And now you can once again see the imagery we are pulling in of a white light telescope of two eclipses happening as we speak. These again are the partial eclipses, Salem, Oregon, and Madras, Oregon.
right. As you can see, it's quite an image as that moon continues to progress. Transit is the term over the surface of the sun, getting closer and closer toward totality. And again, this is an opportunity for us to remind folks, regardless of whether you're watching this right now in Oregon or if you're anticipating the beginning of the eclipse from another location in the U.S. or really across North America, wherever you're able to view us from, that it's important that you have to have those safety glasses. We cannot stress that enough. We've been getting a lot of questions on social media, people just emailing us asking about that. You must have the glasses unless you are in the path of totality and during those brief moments of totality.
Right, and Sean is stressing the glasses, but of course you can also watch the sun indirectly. There are a lot of ways. Nikki Weil, a solar scientist, just told us that you could even pull out a colander because it's got little pinholes in it. You can use a Ritz cracker that has a hole in it. The other thing is you might even see the eclipse image filtering through the space between leaves on a tree. There's some really wonderful ways of catching imagery of it. So, you know, be safe, but don't think you absolutely have to have the glasses. That is not your only option. Should we talk a little bit about the science that NASA's
We should,
doing
but
today,
before that, I just want to give a shout out to our website, because you're talking about all these great ways to indirectly view it. And again, just a plug for the Eclipse 2017.nasa.gov site, where you can find all kinds of information, but especially some do-it-yourself instructions on how to create some of those indirect viewing methods.
Great, we've talked a lot here about the partial eclipse. Nikki Weil, who you just heard talking, she studies the corona, that is the atmosphere around the sun. And she was telling me just the other day how excited she is that she is going to be able to see that with her naked eye during the actual total solar eclipse. So that's what's interesting. We can only see that normally from space with our space telescopes.
Right, and even with that, I was talking to one of the heliophysicists back at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. Recently about this, that even with those artificial eclipses that they create from the coronagraphs, they're called, in space, it doesn't give you the same viewing opportunities that we have with a natural eclipse like we're seeing now. That there's actually a couple different layers of the sun's corona. We have the outer corona and the inner corona, and because of the way those coronagraphs work, they do not allow a good image of the inner corona, the part that's really close to the sun's surface, only the outer corona. It's only during an actual natural total solar eclipse like we're viewing today across the country that scientists, heliophysicists, and others, and just the general public are able to see the entire corona, and that really gives them a lot more information. And remember, for these scientists, no matter where they are, they only have that brief, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 if you're really lucky, right in the center line of totality, to see the entire corona and get those measurements.
Yeah.
So again, Karen, as folks are looking at their screen right now, you see that double image, Salem, Oregon there on the left, and nearby Madras on the right. 2 different images with 2 different types of telescope using to view this eclipse. It's still in the partial stages, starting to get closer and closer toward totality in just a few minutes.
And stick with us because we are going to be tracing this eclipse all the way across the country. Not only does everybody in the country have a great view, but we have some views from the sky, don't we, Sean?
That's right. Looking up from the ground is how most of us will experience today's eclipse, but researchers at Southern Illinois University wanted a different perspective. They wanted to look down at Earth to image the moon's shadow. In Illinois and across the United States, teams are using high-altitude balloons for a unique perspective.
Right now, they're getting ready to launch a research balloon from Saluki Stadium in Carbondale, Illinois. We're going to go back to Carbondale, Illinois. The primary payload will be a real-time, high-definition video system. So let's check in on the progress of that launch.
Holistic astronomy here. We're experiencing it on lots and lots
Eclipse
of
in 4D. It's just like being on the surface.
But, you know, to actually understand the corona is very important because all sun-like stars have their corona. We need to understand why the energy is released in the way it is.
All right, look, we're getting a call. We need to go inside the stadium right now. They're about to launch the balloon for the Louisiana Space Grant Consortium. So let's go to Kevin, who's standing by.
That is what's going to let that get safely down to the ground.
And all those instruments
strung out along there. Attached as well. That's a beautiful sight.
Okay, can you hear me okay, right?
Yes. Balloon launch in less than a minute.
Sorry about the little mix-up. I was too enthralled. I was too enthralled looking at this fantastic weather balloon that has just launched. You can probably see it behind me. It is pandemonium here, but it's good pandemonium. One of the weather balloons has launched, and with me is one of the team members. Introduce yourself to the entire world. No pressure.
Hi, my name is Colleen Fava. I'm the program manager for the Louisiana Space Grant Consortium based at LSU.
Okay, so just to kind of keep a scorecard for people if they're wondering, we talked to, I guess, the program director, Dr. Gregory Guzik. He is your boss.
Yes, he is my boss.
What exactly does your job entail with this consortium?
I manage the program, so I write grants and reports and organize students and keep them on track, and I do communications training.
Sounds like you do a lot of outreach as well, and it thrills my heart, and I'm sure it thrills your heart to see so many of these young people. You probably did not have to drag these young people kicking and screaming to this help, did you?
No, we brought 4 institutions with us, and LSU is the home team, and so they were always coming, but we actually had a competition to figure out which other students we would bring, and we brought a team of 46 people.
Okay, and right behind you now, I had forgotten they're launching 2 balloons. Now the first balloon, I think we have a video of the first balloon. Okay, we're getting ready to launch the second balloon.
Both of our balloons launched already. That's
okay.
The first balloon, another.
The first balloon, Colleen, that was launched, where is it right now? Maybe 2,000 feet, you think?
They go up about 1,000 feet a minute, so a few thousand's probably been a couple of minutes now.
Okay.
So.
There it goes. This other one has launched. It's a big yellow balloon filled with helium. And the next time we see this balloon, we'll be down on the ground and it'll have wonderful data. Can you tell us about what goes into studying the winds and the weather reports, trying to calculate where this will land so you can quickly retrieve it and get your data? That's a whole nother science.
Yeah, so I'm not an expert on it. I can just tell you that we do our predicts. We started our predicts months ago, doing them, maybe every week or so, and then the last few weeks we've been doing predicts every single day. So we have a good idea. We think it'll go about 36 kilometers, about 22 miles due east, somewhere near Marion. Chase vehicles kind of staged and ready to go. And I'm not sure if they decided to leave before or after totality, but we have some local people helping us to make sure we have access. And we're hoping, expecting to be a pretty easy recovery.
Now, will you actually be on the chase team yourself?
No, I'm not going to be on the chase team. I need to do logistics here on the ground. I have been on a chase, though, and it's very exciting.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, can you tell me about it? And please get as specific as you can. What are some of the most eventful ones? Like, has the balloon ever come down in
Train River?
How did you know? You're not kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. We did have a landing in the Pontchartrain River, which was not a great recovery, but it was definitely better than landing in the airport, which we were afraid was going to happen.
Well, I was going to say I would rather land in an airport because the Pontchartrain River, you have the water that might damage some of your instruments, but you're the expert then, right?
I think we'd rather not interfere with air traffic control.
That's true. Landing in a Pontchartrain River, and I assume the alligators did not make a meal out of your several $1,000s worth of instruments?
We didn't recover that payload, but we have done water recoveries in the past, and we actually just invested in an inflatable kayak.
Okay. My producer just told me we are seeing first contact. Everybody, we have people putting on their glasses the first contact. We are seeing the first contact, and we've got about 4 minutes left. How many total solar eclipses have you seen, Colleen?
This is my first.
I assume you have your glasses. Feel free to go ahead and put your glasses on.
You want a pair?
Yes, please.
Your fingers together. You can make little spaces in between your fingers.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna.
You can project little images of the eclipses down onto the ground. So make sure you look down just as much as you look up.
Really see through
also,
them.
If you
Right. Okay. My glasses are on. Are your glasses on too? Okay. And the sun. We are turning around. Would it be okay if I turn my back to the camera so I can see the sun? Oh, okay. I'm going to turn my back to the camera. Oh my gosh! There is a small bite starting in the sun. What are your comments?
I said that is gorgeous, isn't it?
Ripply shapes you see on the ground.
That is fantastic. The total solar eclipse in Carbondale, Illinois has begun. A small bite is being taken out of the sun by our satellite called the moon. This is incredible. Earlier they were telling people to talk about in one word to describe the eclipse. The word for me is majestic. A lot of times, I don't know about you, sometimes if I want to, take a break on my computer, I can take these out. I will go to the solar, I think it's the